Guys, we're out of the field now with the WLTOYS XKS. What's up guys, welcome back. Now today we're going to have a look at a new military helicopter here from WLTOYS. As you can see, it's based on the BlackHawk chopper, and this is called the K170 UH-60L. As you can see here, it's rated at 14 ages plus. Now on this side of the box you can see that this runs on 2.4 gigahertz. It also has a barometer built in for altitude hold, as well as one key takeoff and land. Now if you're interested in having a look at this helicopter yourself, I'll leave links in the description below, as well as a pinned comment to Best Buy boxes. I believe the price of this helicopter is 89 US for one battery, or around 95 US for two batteries. So anyway guys, let's get it out of the box. We'll see exactly what we get with this ready to fly kit, and then we'll take it out for a flight and see how it performs. Okay, so here's the contents of the box. As you can see, first off we get a landing pad included, and it actually reminds me of a mouse pad. It's very similar material, so that's a pretty neat touch. Don't usually get a landing pad with RC helicopters. We also have the instruction manual here, and then we've got the rest of the contents in the box here, so let's get that out. So first off, it looks like we've got two pieces here to construct a stand to display your helicopter. Just snaps in just like that. We also have a little USB charger here, and this is rated for 5 volts or 2 amps for the 1-cell batteries included. In this bag we have the second battery that came with this particular ready to fly kit. It is a 3.8 volt. So it's a slightly high voltage 1-cell battery and 800 milliamp hours, and they rate this as good to fly for about 8 or 9 minutes. In this bag here we have a set of 4 extra blades for the main rotor, as well as one tail rotor, screwdriver, and we also have an Allen key, an extra main rotor gear, so that's a nice touch. Now here's the 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. It's got some pretty nice smooth gimbal sticks. They are made out of metal too, which is a nice touch rather than plastic. On and off switch just there. Now this transmitter actually takes 6 AA batteries rather than 4, so quite a few batteries to power this one. We also have a speed switch here, as well as the automatic takeoff and land. There's a couple of extra buttons here, but they don't have any function. Now on this side of the transmitter we have our forward and reverse trim, as well as our left and right trim. I believe this one has no function here, but this last one is to change between mode 1 and mode 2. Now default setting of this transmitter is mode 2, so this is your throttle side, but if you want to switch that around to have it on the right hand side, you can just switch this to the left or the right. It says it in the instruction manual anyway, how to do it. Okay, so here is what it looks like if you want to display it on the included stand. Looks pretty cool. Don't usually get a helicopter with a stand included. Yeah, if you want to display it and store it on a shelf, just pop it on the stand. Now there's a couple of slots just under there where you just press fit it in. Okay, onto the helicopter itself. As you can see, it's a rather small little helicopter compared to some of the other ones that I've recently featured on the channel, but it's a nicely scaled BlackHawk helicopter here. Very lightweight. Okay, it does only run on a 1S battery. Now this has a combination of both a brushless motor for the main motor here. It's 11,200 kV motor, and down the back here is a little coreless brushed 720 size motor. So it's a combination of both brushed and brushless, much like the RC era Bell 206 that I reviewed quite a few months ago. It also has some landing gear, so we've got 2 wheels on the front and 1 on the back. Now this helicopter does have a barometer inside for altitude hold, but unlike some of the other helicopters that I featured on the channel, you can notice that this one does not have an optical flow positioning sensor, so it's not going to hold its position in one spot like those other helicopters that I've been reviewing lately. This will actually get blown away with the wind. So yeah, it's a manual flyer, but it does have altitude hold, so you're going to keep it steady on the sticks yourself to maintain a hover. Okay, now to install the battery, you just have to remove the nose cone here. Okay, so you just push that in with your thumb, and then you can see the flight board in there. So just grab our LiPo here, and we want to have this cable of the LiPo facing to the left here, and just slide it into the battery bay, and then you just connect it up and put the front cabin or nose cone back on there. Okay, now I've actually plugged in the battery. As you can see, it just powers on itself. We've got a green indicator light on the top of the helicopter, as well as a red one on the rear boom. Alright guys, well I've got the transmitter bound to the helicopter. You just turn it on, then go up and down on the left stick. Now to calibrate it, you go 2 sticks down to the right, and you can see it flash. I'll do that again. 2 sticks down to the right, lights are flashing. Okay, let's just power it up. It's not going to fly away because it's on the stand, but 2 sticks down and out. There you go. Alright, so yeah, it looks like it's got a pretty decent amount of power, especially since it's only a 1S powered brushless helicopter. So anyway guys, Omi is out of the field. We'll take it for a full flight test. Alright guys, we're out of the field now with the WLTOYS K170 BlackHawk helicopter. Now I'm just going to place it on this level surface here. I'm going to do another gyro reset like I showed you on the bench, and we're going to take it up. There we go. Now because this helicopter is pretty small, I'm going to try to keep it pretty close to me so you can see it. Nice and quiet with a brushless motor. Now if I let go of the sticks, and I'll just bring it in front of me here a bit. If I let go of the sticks, because this does not have optical flow sensor on the bottom, you can see it just floats away. It flies nice and smooth. Great little model for beginners. Bring it down. Runs off a high voltage 1-cell battery, 3.8 volts instead of your typical 3.7 volts. Being that it's that army green, it's easy to lose it once it becomes, you know, in level with the tree line here. So that's why I've got to keep it close, even for myself, so I can see where it is. Yeah, very cool. Now they do claim, like I mentioned, about 8 minutes of flight time, and we've got about 100 meters of range. Now I wouldn't recommend taking it out even to 100 meters because, like I said, it's so small, you end up losing it for sure. Nicely scaled little model though. Okay, let's try some of these buttons here. We've got an automatic landing button. Let's bring it down. I just pressed it. There you go. Automatically lands and turns the motor off. It should do, yep. All right, we're going to press it again. Okay, we've got to fire up the motors first, and then we'll press the automatic takeoff. There we go. And it takes off automatically. Okay, I think we're in speed rate 1 because I haven't pressed the speed button yet. We're in 2, and this has 3. All right, so this is speed rate 1. All right. Put it in 2. Should give us a bit more pitch. Yeah, it's definitely quicker. Wow. More agile too on the yaw. You see a faster yaw there compared to rate 1. Yeah, nice. This thing flies great, guys. Much like the larger models that I've been featuring on the channel. Let's kick it up to rate 3. Oh, we've got maximum pitch now. Wow. Yeah, it's definitely heaps quicker. It's almost giving it some wobbles there actually in rate 3. Let's bring it down. Oh, she definitely moves out rate 3. Wow. There's not much wind around today, a little bit. Getting a bit of a breeze now and again. As you can see, pretty overcast day. Oh, bring it back. Nearly lost it in that tree line. Wow, she's pretty quick. I'm going to go back to rate 1. Okay, back in rate 1. And I actually prefer it in either rate 1 or 2. Rate 3 just tends to give it a bit of the wobbles and shakes. It's pretty easy to lose sort of a bit of control of it as well. Yeah, I'd recommend flying it in rate 1 and 2 for that reason. It's much more stable in those first 2 rates. Yeah, flying really well. Be a great one for beginners if you haven't flown any helicopters ever before. This one comes in at around $89 for 1 battery, or an extra few dollars, you get 2 batteries with it. Very cool. Bring it in for a bit of a closer look. Just see how it hovers. Yeah, once again the wind's taking it back a little bit. It doesn't have that optical flow sensor on the bottom. That's all it's really missing. So we've got some lights flashing on the top now. It must be an LVC. Probably going to land soon. Kick it up into rate 2, there's a little bit of wind now. Yeah, it's going to land, guys. There you go. Okay. So that's the flight time, around 8 minutes. They claim on the listing. I think we got around 8 minutes today with the new WLTOYS K170 BlackHawk helicopter here. Alright guys, so if you want to check this out, I'll leave a link to Best Buy boxes in the description below. Anyway, until next time, enjoy the hobby as always guys, and I'll catch you on the next video. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to have a look at another RC helicopter that's new to the market. This is a WL K270 and it's underneath the WOLFBUSH brand, but I'm pretty sure these are made by WLTOYS or XKS, because this particular model looks exactly like the K170 BlackHawk, same style helicopter, except of course this one's got a different livery. This looks like it's meant to be either like a Coast Guard or rescue type helicopter, and yeah, this has a 6-axis gyro, also has altitude hold and optical flow, whereas I think the K170 BlackHawk did not have an optical flow positioning sensor. I reviewed that one quite a while ago. I'll leave a pop-up card So you can check that one out if you haven't seen it. Now, this is a 4-channel RC helicopter. It ranges from around $100 or just under $100 for one battery, but you can get the 3 battery option or 2 battery option if you wish to purchase those. I recommend getting the multiple battery option because these little LiPos, they're 800 milliamp hours. They're a 1 cell. This has a 20C discharge, and this is actually a 3.8 volt instead of a 3.7 volt, but these only last typically around 8 minutes of flight time. So yeah, having multiple batteries is a better option if you're going to purchase any of these RC helicopter models. That way you got, you know, extra flight time, and it's not really that much more to buy the extra batteries. Now, along with this helicopter, we get the instruction manual, which basically goes everything you need to know of the helicopter and its controls. We also get this bag with some spare parts. So we've got our main drive gear here, 4 main rotor propellers, a tail rotor propeller, Allen key wrench, and a little Phillips screwdriver. Also got the standard USB charger to charge up that 3.8 volt LiPo. We also got the included display stand, and as you can see, we've got a couple of tabs here, and you just click it together, and underneath the helicopter you've got a couple of slots there to fix it to the actual stand itself. So here is a 4-channel transmitter you get with this helicopter. Pretty basic, on and off switch in the middle. This does take a whopping 6 AA batteries, so make sure you stock up on those. Not too sure why they opted for 6 batteries to power this transmitter, because it is pretty basic. The sticks are centered, so as you can see, this is an altitude hold helicopter. Got a button here for your speed rates, another button here for your takeoff and landing, and I believe this button here turns on and off the optical flow positioning sensor. But other than that, it's the same transmitter that came with the previous models, a K170 and another one that I tried, I think it was a K190. All right, so it's the same transmitter, and we also get the landing pad, which doubles as a mouse pad, so we get that included as well. Now onto the helicopter itself. As you can see, a pretty nicely detailed model. You see all the rivets in the bodywork. It's got these logos here, which I think, like I mentioned before, it might be a Coast Guard. I can't read the writing, it's very small, but I'm thinking that this is a Coast Guard or rescue helicopter. Now this does have an 1106 brushless motor for the main motor, and a 720 size coreless brushed motor for the tail rotor here. As you can see, there are some landing gear on the front and on the rear tail here to stick those landings, and on the bottom here we have the optical flow sensor camera. Now, just like the K170 BlackHawk, to insert the battery, you just remove the front of the cockpit here, and as you can see, there's a little battery tray just in there, just underneath the flight board with the actual plug. So that's where you put the LiPos. Now this helicopter weighs only 120 grams with the battery included, about 100 grams without the battery, so it's very lightweight, and has a range of around 100 meters. They're saying around 80 to 100 meters, okay? Now, of course, this helicopter was sent to me by rtrhobby, as you can see by the sticker that's been placed on the side door here. So there'll be links in the description below if you want to check this one out yourself, guys. And I'll put a coupon code in the description as well. So that's basically it, guys, for the overview. Let's get it up in the air and take it for a flight. All right, guys, well, we've got the K270 out here for a quick flight. I'm just going to fly it around this area near the pond. And as you can see, I've got the helicopter turned on. All right, we just plugged in the battery. There's no on and off switch on this helicopter. I've already bound it to the transmitter by turning the transmitter on and flicking the stick up and down for the throttle. Now, before we take off, I'm just going to open up these propeller blades, and what we're going to do is a gyro calibration on this level surface here. So to do that, it's 2 sticks down to the right. We had a beep from the transmitter, and there was a flashing light, okay, from the helicopter. So let's take for a bit of a flight around here, guys. Wind is picking up, so I'm just going to keep it close range because there are, as you can see, trees surrounding me. All right, so just take it for a quick flight. All right, so 2 sticks down, and now I'm going to press the takeoff button. Maybe I'll have to hold it down. There we go. We got it up in the air, guys. As you can see, it is a bit windy. It's getting blown around a little bit, but that optical flow positioning sensor is actually working quite good. It's holding position quite decent considering there is a bit of wind now. Alright, so let's see what rate we're in. Should be in rate 1, 2 and 3. I'll leave it in rate 1 for now. See how it goes. Just going to keep it close proximity to me, guys, because as you can see, the trees are swaying around a bit. There's a bit of wind here. Look at the trees in the background. Wind is picking up. Might get away from that garden there actually. I got in rate 2. It seems to fly basically the same as the K170 BlackHawk. I'm trying to keep it away from these trees, guys. Wind's really picked up now. Put in rate 3 just in case I have to bring it away, you know, in an emergency situation from the tree. Yeah. For its size, it only weighs about 120 grams. It's doing not too bad around here, guys. Pretty nimble. Now, I would advise not to fly in winds like I'm doing right now. It's always better to fly these models in a calm wind or no wind at all. Pretty neat looking model. You see the pattern of the stripes on the propellers. Looks like a target symbol. Yeah, wow, the wind's really picking up. Just gonna let it sit there. And that optical flow positioning sensor's working really hard to keep in that area there, guys, as you can see. Bring it down. Doing a pretty decent job staying in this position, considering all the wind that it has to fight at the moment. Really cool looking rescue helicopter here. It's K270. Very much like the BlackHawk K170, except obviously it's a different colour. There's a different livery. Awesome. Okay, now I think this button here turns the optical flow off. Let's just see if that does work. And it's starting to sway and take off. See that? Put that back on. And it's now got the optical flow sensor. So that does work. You can turn it on or off. I'm going to leave it on, obviously. The winds have died down a little bit out here, thankfully. Going to rate 1 again. Just cruise around, close range, so you can see the helicopter. Nicely scaled model. Once again, guys, you can get this from rtrhobby.com. There'll be links in the description and the pinned comment. Put it back up to rate 2. I did go into rate 1 for a little while there. It's a pretty nimble flyer. It's got pretty decent pitch, as you can see there. And it turns on a dime. I think that's the battery, is it? No? Lost this altitude when I was spinning around there. I think that might be low battery. Yeah, wants to land, I think. They've got the throttle all the way up, so yeah, wants to land. Yeah, lights are flashing too. So that's the flight time, guys. As you can see, the lights are flashing on the top. That was LVC. All right, guys, well, there you go. That's the flight time in some pretty decent winds out here today of the K270 Coast Guard rescue chopper. So once again, guys, links in the description if you're interested in this one. Like I said at the start of the video, I recommend buying the 2 or 3 battery option. I'll put up the flight time on the screen, but yeah, the more batteries you buy, obviously you're going to get much more fun flying this around, all right, every time you take it out. So thanks for watching, guys. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you on the next video.